My name is Greg Spitzer and we're at Hillside Sculpture Studios. I'm a stone sculptor by trade, but I also started doing some metal. I've been a professional sculptor going on 5 years. Before that I had 26 years in technology. This is a plastiline clay, and I had the idea that I was going to make this in that block, and I've started putting it in there. It's almost like an obsession, really. It's just, it's very relaxing, meditative. I'm really a lot about the process. The carving process is really appealing to me. The first couple of pieces that I did were direct carving, and I just looked into the stone and saw, in my mind's eye, something that I wanted to do with it. And it's really all about, dealing with how the stone reacts. If you run into a problem in the stone, then you incorporate it. I don't really know how I know where to stop, but it's really an interesting feeling to be carving and then all of a sudden realize that's enough, I've gone far enough for that. I use a lot of colored stones, and I don't see a lot of other artists doing that. I'm a figurative abstract artist. The stone shape basically spoke to me about this piece. I've left some of my process marks on the stone as something that I didn't really want to mess with it, and I didn't touch this surface, so I just left those marks there. I try to play around a little bit with gender ambiguity in my work. There are beautiful parts to both the male and the female form. I oftentimes will have someone come up to me and say, well, that's definitely a man, and at the same time, 10 minutes later, somebody will come up and say, that's definitely a woman. And I really feel like I've hit the mark in that case. I'm slowly just kind of learning from it what it is I want to do. I tend to work maybe 8 pieces or more at the same time, just because sometimes I lose my way. I'm not quite exactly sure what I'm supposed to be doing. I really feel lucky to be in New England and be able to carve here, because there's such a tradition, a long tradition of history and classical forms and so forth. My biggest dream sounds a little bit strange, I think. Is to have one of my pieces stolen from a museum, because I think that would really be like I would have made it if my art is so valuable that someone wants to steal it.